what's going on YouTube? It's about Lucky HD here, and today I'm going to be uploading another Minecraft pixel art tutorial, and today we're going to be doing Luffy Wano Part 2. Now, for today's build, we're going to be using black concrete and gold block. We're just going to get straight into the build, and we're going to move off where we left off on Part 1, and we're going to be moving to the left hand side to this little sector over here. So let's fly on in. And then once we have flown in to over here, we want to be at the bottom pieces. So this bottom line going along here, we want to be on the left hand side of this two right here. So this two right here, we're going to go off here with our black concrete. And we're going to go to the left by 2 from here. So 1, 2. I'm just going to zoom out, so that's where we started from. We're going to start from there. And just fly back in. And then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. And we're going to go to the left by 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to zoom out quickly. And we're going to fill in a little area here. So we're going to use our gold block. And to make things as easy as possible with our gold block, we're going to fly to the end. So the bottom left diagonal we just done at the very start. We're going to fly over to here. And once we have flown over to here, we're going to go up by 9 from here with our gold block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And take out your black concrete and place 1 on top of this 9 going up, just like so. And then with our black concrete, we're going to place 4 going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to place 1 underneath, and then fly back up to this line here. And once we fly back up to the line, up by 1, we're going to place 2 going to the left. So 1, 2, and again place 1 underneath, and then fly back up by 1, so back on this line here. And then we're going to place 1 to the left, and then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal, and then we're going to place 1 underneath, and there we go. That should look like that. And then basically what we're going to do, we're just going to destroy these placement blocks. And there we go. And then once we destroyed those, we're going to move back onto the 10 we placed to the left going here. So this bottom line here that we just did earlier previously. So let's fly back to the end of here. And once we have flown to here, we're going to do 4 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And from this 4th one, we're going to place 1 on top just like so. And then we're going to do 2 up left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And from the second one, we're going to place 2 on top. So 1, 2. A little quick zoom out what we've done so far. That's what we should have done so far. Fly back in. Do another up left diagonal. Place 1 on top. And then we're going to do another up left diagonal. And then we're going to do another up left diagonal. And we're going to place another 1 on top. And then we're going to do another up left diagonal. And then another up left diagonal, and place 1 on top, and this time do another up left diagonal, and then we're going to go up by 2 this time, so 1, 2, and then do another up left diagonal, and we're going to place another 2 on top, so 1, 2, then do another up left diagonal, and this time we're going to place 4 going up, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to do another up left diagonal from here. And we're going to go up by 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to do another up left diagonal, and we're going to go up by 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we're going to zoom out quickly and have a look at what we've done. So far this is what we should have done. And once we've done this, we're just going to fly back in. And then once we've flown back into this previous line, we're going to do an upright diagonal from here. And we're going to go up by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And we're going to go up by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And we're going to go up by 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And we're going to go up by 2. So 1, 2. Then do another upright diagonal, go up by another 2, so 1, 2. And then do another upright diagonal and go up by 1. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal, and then do another upright diagonal, Now from this upright diagonal, we're going to go up by 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to place 1 to the right, and 1 on top, and then 1 to the left. And then, as you can see, it's like a kind of like a 2 by 2 square minus those 3 underneath there. So there's a bit of thickness. And then we're going to fly to the right hand side of this 2 right here. So the 2 sticking out over the edge. And once we've flown over to the right here, we're going to do these two more times in the upright diagonal direction. So not the entire square, just the 2 going up. So do an upright diagonal, place 1 on top, that's 1, and then just repeat that. And there you go. And as you can see, it should look like that basically. And once we have done that, and you're happy with what you've done, we're going to fly back to the left, back on this line, and we're going to go up by a couple more blocks. And once we have flown back to here, we're going to go up by 8 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there we go. Now once we've done this, we're going to do an upright diagonal from here. And we're going to go up by 2. So 1, 2. Then do another upright diagonal, go up by 1. Then do another upright diagonal and go up by another 1. And then from this 2, we're going to do 7 upright diagonals. So 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then from the 7th one, we're going to place 3 going to the right. So 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to place 1 on top. Then we're going to place and fly underneath and place 1 underneath. And then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. And again, we're going to do it with our placement block. And with our placement block, we're going to take our gold block. And we're going to place 3 going underneath this one right here. So 1, 2, 3. And then with our placement block again, we're going to go 2 to the left. So 1, 2. And take our black concrete. And underneath this left one here at the end, we're going to place 3 underneath. So 1, 2, 3. Then do the bottom left diagonal. And place 1 underneath. And there we go. We can just destroy our gold blocks. And we're going to zoom out. And as you see, that's the left shoulder there that we've just kind of filled in a bit. So you notice that's why that's shaded. You can kind of tell. Can't really fully tell from this angle though. Maybe if you zoom out, you might be able to tell a bit more. But anyway, moving on with the build, we're going to fly back up to that one that we placed on top. So let's fly back up to here. And once we've flown back up to here, we're going to do an upright diagonal. And we're going to place 1 going to the right. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And do another upright diagonal and place another 1 to the right. Then do another upright diagonal. And we're going to place 4 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And from this upright diagonal, we're going to place 1 on top. And then fly back down. And then we're going to place 5 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to place 1 on top and again fly back down. So back to this line here. And we're going to place 4 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again just place 1 on top. And we might as well do an upright diagonal from here as well. So do an upright diagonal. And then we're going to fly back down to this line again. So back down to this bottom line that we're going to the right to. And once we have flown back to this line here, we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to place 3 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to place 1 on top. Then we're going to place 1 underneath. And once we place 1 underneath, we're going to place 2 going to the right. So 1, 2. And then underneath this second one that we placed to the right, we're going to place 1 underneath, just like so. So from the very end one, and we should look like this so far. So we'll do a little zoom out first. And just overall see what we've done. So there you go. You can't tell it's actually the shoulder, because we did that bit of shading there, so it actually makes it kind of a lot easier and nicer to see. Well, I'm sure it's probably easier for me to tell than for you, because I can actually see the entire build, but yes. Anyway, that is what we should look like so far. And without further ado, we're going to move back to where we just left off. And we're going to fly back to the one that we placed underneath at the end. And once we have flown into over here, we're going to go to the right by 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to place 1 on top. And we're going to place 4 going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, it just connects back to there, just like so. And once again, we're going to zoom out and we're going to fly back to the bottom. So the bottom line here, and we want to fly to the bottom of here. So right here, we're going off here. And once we are at this line, we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. And we're going to place 7 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. And we're going to place 2 going to the right. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. We're going to place 1 underneath. And then we're going to fly back up. Place 1 to the right. And then we're going to fly back down to the one that we placed underneath. And once we've flown back to the one that we placed underneath, we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. So do a bottom right diagonal, just like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place 3 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. And we're going to place 5 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do another bottom right diagonal. And place 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to do a bottom right diagonal. And we're going to place 1 underneath. Then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. And then we're going to place 1 going to the right. And then we're going to place 1 on top. And fly underneath. And we're going to place 3 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from this 3. Just like so. And then we're going to do an up right diagonal from here. And from this upright diagonal, we're going to go up by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And we're going to go up by 2. So 1 and 2. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 to the right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place 2 on top. So 1, 2. And then we're going to fly down by 1 and just place 1 to the right. So in the middle, kind of, just like so. And then fly back up to the one up here on top. And from this one here, we're going to do an up left diagonal. And we're going to place 2 on top. So 1 and 2. Place 1 to the right. And fly to the left. Place 1 to the left. From this left one here, we're going to do a bottom left diagonal. And from this bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 1 underneath. And 1 to the left. Fly back to the right, so back to here. And then we're going to place 2 underneath. So 1, 2. Then we're going to place 1 going to the left. Fly back to the right, so back to here. Then we're going to place 1 underneath. And then from this 1 underneath, we're going to place 1 to the right. Fly back to the left. Once we've flown back to the left, place 1 underneath. Then do a bottom left diagonal, so just place 1 on top of this one here. And then we're just going to zoom out. Have a look what we did. So I can see all these ones sticking out here. It's just a bit more outline to go. So first of all, we're going to fly back to this bottom left one sticking out here. So, fly back into the bottom left one here. And once we have flown back to this bottom left one here, we're going to place 3 going to the left. So, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do an up left diagonal from here. And from this up left diagonal, we're going to place 7 going to the left. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And do another up left diagonal. Then place 4 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. As you can see, that little section connects just like so. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fly back into this knotted area. And once we have moved to this knotted area, again, we're going to be going to the left. And we're going to be going to the up left one here that's sticking out. So, fly over to this one. And we're going to place 2 going to the left. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do an up left diagonal from here. And from this up left diagonal, we're going to place 2 to the left. So 1, 2. Then we're going to place 2 on top. So 1, 2. And then we're going to do an up left diagonal and place 1 on top. And do another up left diagonal and place 2 on top. So 1, 2. And there we go. Just zoom out from here. There we go. That's that little part there done. And we're going to fly back down to this line here. So we're going to be going back up to the left and up. So back to the bottom here. And once we've flown to the very end, back to the bottom here, we're going to place 5 going to the left from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then do an up left diagonal. And we're going to place 6 going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to do an up left diagonal, and we're going to place 2 to the left, so 1, 2. Then do another up left diagonal, and then from this up left diagonal, we're going to do another up left diagonal. From this up left diagonal, we're going to do an up right diagonal, and then fly back down to here, so back down to where we just done the up right diagonal from, so back to here. And we're going to go to the left by 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And as you can see, that 7 just connects in a bottom left diagonal direction to this big chunky rectangle thing over here. I'm just going to zoom out and have a look what we've done so far. So as you can see, that is kind of the first kind of half of the knot. And I believe we probably should have enough time to do the second half of the knot. And then that'll be all for today's tutorial. And so we're going to start from the very top one. So we're going to start from the very top one sticking out by 1. And once we've flown back to this very top one sticking out by 1, we're going to place another 1 to the right. And then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. From this bottom right diagonal, we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. And then we're going to place 1 to the right. Then fly to the left by 1, and then place 2 underneath. 1, 2, and then we're going to place 1 to the left. As you see, there's a 2 gap there, going in there. And then to the right of this one that we placed underneath, well, 2 underneath actually, we're going to place 1 to the right, just like so. And then fly back to the left, so back to here, and we're going to go underneath by a bit more. And we're going to go underneath by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. From this bottom right diagonal, we're going to do an up right diagonal. And fly back to where we just did this up right diagonal from. So back to here. And we're going to go underneath by 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. And from this bottom left diagonal, we're going to do an up left diagonal. And we're going to place 2 on top. So 1, 2. Then do another up left diagonal. And place 3 on top. So 1, 2, 3. There we go, just zoom out. And as you see, that is the knotted area done. And you can actually tell it is done. Even though there's not any shading in it. But I think you can tell the area. And this is like the knotted part here. And that's actually part of the neck. Because that's, I don't even want to say the bone. Because I don't know what part. I want to say it's the collarbone. I think it's the collarbone. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's the collarbone area. But anyway, enough of that. Because I know nothing about that stuff. Because I'm dumb. Anyway, yeah, well, we're just going to move on to the right. Because I don't know anything about that stuff. And we want to be to this right hand side. And we want to be at this bottom one here. So this upright diagonal going up here. But at the very bottom. So we want to fly to here. And once we have flown to here, we're going to place 1 on top. And then we're going to do an up right diagonal. And we're going to place 9 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to do another up right diagonal. And we're going to place 6 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do another up right diagonal. Place 2 to the right. So 1, 2. Then do another up right diagonal. And we're going to place 1 to the right. And then do another upright diagonal. And place another 1 to the right. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 on top each of these 2 here. So 1, 2, just like so. So it's again like a 2x2 thickness square. And we're going to go off to the right of this 2. On the top one here. So we're going to go to the right by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from this 4, once again, we're going to just layer up the very end 2. So 1, 2, and again, just kind of like a 2x2 square minus the ones to the left. And once we've done that, once again, we're going to place 1 to the right of the 2, and then we're going to place 1 on top. Then we're going to place 1 to the right, then 1 on top, lie down by 1 to the right. And there we go. We're just going to zoom out quickly, and that's what that little bit there should look like. And once we've done that, we're going to go back over to the 2s sticking out here. So these 1 and 2. And once again, we're going to be going off the middle one this time. So this one here. And once we've flown back to here, we're going to place 9 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal from here. And we're going to place 7 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal and place 2 to the right. So 1, 2, and do another upright diagonal. And then we're going to place 2 to the right. So 1, 2. And there we go. As you can see, it connects to the top layer of this 2 by 2 kind of thick square, which it no longer is a 2 by 2 thick square, but yeah, should connect right to there. Again, we're going to zoom out, and we're going to fly back up to the top one sticking out now. So the final one. Let's fly over in. And once we have flown into here, we're going to place 3 going to the right. 1, 2, 3. And once again on top, we're going to place 2 on top. So 1, 2. And do an upright diagonal. Place 1 on top. And do another upright diagonal. Place 2 on top. 1, 2. And then do another upright diagonal and place another 2 on top. So 1, 2. And there we go. Just going to zoom out. And we're going to fly back to the bottom. So back to this line right here. And once we have flown to this line right here, we're going to place 5 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do an upright diagonal from here. And we're going to place 7 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And we're going to place 2 to the right. So 1, 2. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 to the right, 1 on top, then fly back down, and place 6 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And as you see, once again, that just connects in a bottom right diagonal direction to this 2 by 2 thick square over here. And then we're just going to zoom out. Be a bit faster if I go this way. And there you go. You can tell, you can actually tell a lot more, even when it's like a small detail. You can tell a lot more of the detail when it's actually done. And that is all for part 2 for today. And hopefully by the end of today, I should have Jira as well for part 1. Hopefully anyway, that's if I got enough time after smashing my friends in golf once again. Which I don't even play golf, but somehow I won last time, so hopefully I can smash them again. And again, without further ado, that's going to be the end for today. And if you enjoyed this build, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because that would help with my channel a lot. And also, the 50 sub special is very close to being finished in designing. And then I just got to put it into a tutorial. But it's not fully designed yet, but it almost is. It's looking very nice already. And without further ado, that's going to be the end of this video. And again, I hope you enjoyed. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.